What feels uncertain to you is already clear in heaven. God is never confused about where He is leading you. Sometimes the road you didn't choose is the very one that carries you to the blessing you've been praying for. You may not see the reason for the waiting, but God is shaping something far greater in the silence. Every detour has meaning. When you let God guide your steps, nothing is wasted in His hands. What looks like a delay is often God aligning people and moments for the perfect outcome. God's timing is not always fast, but it is always faithful. When doors close, it is often heaven's way of protecting you from what you cannot see. The dreams you thought were lost may only be waiting for the right season to bloom. You can rest in peace knowing that your story is written by a God who never makes mistakes. What feels like breaking is often the beginning of becoming. God turns every crack into strength. The path may not be easy, but every step has purpose when you walk with Him. Sometimes God redirects your steps, not to confuse you, but to bring you closer to where you truly belong. The future is hidden for a reason, so you can learn to trust the one who holds it. Life doesn't always go as expected, but God can turn every twist into testimony. When you cannot see the whole picture, trust that the artist is still at work. What feels like silence from heaven is often preparation for something greater. The waiting is not empty. It is filled with unseen answers, growth, and strength. What feels uncertain to you is already secured in God's hands. You may feel stuck, but God is moving pieces you cannot see. No pain is wasted. When surrendered to Him, every wound becomes part of your healing story. Your path may look crooked now, but God is drawing a straight line toward His promise. Sometimes unanswered prayers are the greatest form of protection. life feels scattered, trust that God is weaving a masterpiece beyond your understanding. The hardest battles often shape the strongest faith. Your tomorrow is not fragile. It is held firmly by the one who created it. Sometimes the blessing is not in what you gain, but in what God removes from your path. Even in detours, delays, and disappointments, heaven's design is still unfolding. What looks like an ending may only be the beginning of something far better. When life changes unexpectedly, God is still steady. His promises do not waver. You may not know the way forward, but you can walk in peace, knowing He does. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually God clearing space for something greater. You may not understand the season you're in, but trust that it is growing something inside you. When your path feels heavy, remember, you are never walking it alone. The answers may not come today, but each sunrise carries new mercy and new hope. God uses delays, not to punish you, but to prepare you. What feels like a step backward is often a leap forward in disguise. He writes stories that go beyond your imagination, stories of redemption, healing, and victory. The closed chapter in your life is not failure, it is preparation for the next one He is opening. When you face uncertainty, lean on the certainty of His promises. You don't have to understand the whole journey. You just need to trust the one leading it. Some prayers are answered in ways you don't expect, but always in ways that bring greater good. Your story is still unfolding. What feels unfinished is only a pause in His writing. Sometimes the detours are the real destination, guiding us to what we truly need. The silence you feel today is not abandonment, it is preparation for a louder blessing tomorrow. Every obstacle can become the very path God uses to lift you higher. You don't need to control every outcome. Surrender allows God to show His strength. The timing may not be what you want, but it is always exactly what you need. The valleys teach you lessons the mountaintops never could, because in the valleys, God walks closest, shaping your strength and faith. When you look back, you will see that even the hardest seasons carried hidden gifts. You may not know the reason for this moment, but you can rest in knowing it has meaning.